But this is a topical one, as Grant was just saying. And actually, as of us recording right now, the Olympics has just finished.
It is just finished yesterday,
Yes.
right?
How much did you watch of the Olympics is my first question.
I watched all of it through memes.
Okay, so you didn't watch any of it.
I didn't watch any of it. No.
Okay.
I watched a little bit of it. So I watched the only sports I watched like live as it was happening was the skateboarding and the breakdancing.
Skateboarding was a sport?
Yeah.
In this year's Olympics?
It was last year as well.
Bro, you mean
like
4 years ago?
Oh yeah, 4 years ago. Yeah, like last year's Olympics.
We're gonna be pedantic about it.
Okay, go on.
Last year's Olympics, that like 10-year-old Japanese girl won, like the gold medal.
Oh,
and she was also like, I don't know if she won this year, but she was like, from what I saw, it was like she was absolutely destroying the competition.
Why are there kids in it?
Because they're good.
Are they like just the best at that thing?
I think like the top 5 players in the world right now are like below the age of 15
It's like
like skateboarding.
at skateboarding. At least in the girls.
Is it because they can like be thrown around more?
it's because they don't have the fear implanted in them.
Yeah,
bro.
Yeah, I guess so.
Can we Google this? Why are there kids in the Olympics?
Yeah, what's the
age bracket for the Olympics?
Something in my head is like, I don't like it.
yeah, because
I feel
think
like I don't like kids in the Olympics. You should not be allowed to reach the pinnacle at like age 15.
true.
But that means you just peaked in life, and then you.
Yeah, right. Isn't that an awful thing for a
Yeah.
kid to
Oh,
have?
literally the first one, the New York Times opinion: the Olympics are no place for an
I
11-year-old.
agree, man. Because like I think an Olympic athlete in my head, you have to go through all the stages of like grief in sport, right? You have to have lost. You have to like spent years training, and I feel like. Yeah, you could be cracked at it as a 15-year-old kid, but I'm like, I don't know. I just think that like an 11-year-old, especially, the fuck, man, go play Halo. No, I'm kidding. You can get into the sport, but I just think the idea of like being the peak and I don't know, it just feels weird.
It is weird, but then like if you
give medals to fucking like horses that essentially win, so.
and they're like 3 at most.
And they're like fucking
I mean,
horses.
just look at the fucking chess community, where I swear to God, there's like every year there's like there is a 2-year-old who reached grandmaster status.
There is another child prodigy.
Our fetus has now reached grandmaster before it's even born.
Yeah, and then sometimes you look at these stories and then you realize, oh, a lot of these kids did peak early years because they got all these accolades in the early years, and then they realize, holy shit, I have not experienced like living real life, and then they have to like
what's the Japanese skateboarder's name? I think it's Coco. I think it was.
Like I feel like I'm an irrational hater. Like I don't mean it like a mean way. I just feel that like it doesn't feel right.
I do. There should be no one younger than me that's successful.
No.
That's like most of the athletes in the Olympics this year, bro.
Right? Okay.
No, you don't understand. You don't.
I just think you should be an adult minimum to get a gold medal. Oh, actually, no, 17 is fine.
There was a point. Do you remember this point in your life where, growing up, you're like, haha, don't worry. Everyone on TV is older than me. I still got time. And then you reach a point where you flick on and some child prodigy is your age, and you're like, well, they're just a prodigy.
They're just a fucking nerd.
I'm just like, I'm fucking enjoying my teenage years. And then you wake up one day and then everyone is younger than you on TV. And you're like, when the fuck did this happen?
I love that meme of like, there's like a dude like just like sitting on the couch with just like a bag of Cheetos, and he's just like watching the Olympics, and he watches like some kid like fuck up in like gymnastics, and he's just like, it fucking sucks. It's like that's everyone watching the Olympics at our age.
It's like we all become like fucking Reddit experts when we like watch the Olympics. Like, oh no, that was an awful twirl.
Yeah,
right there. Could have done better landing there.
It's like, meanwhile, my 300-pound ass is just like sitting on the couch, just like fucking munching on Doritos. Yeah, look, the majority of the people who competed in the skateboarding this year are like pretty much teenagers. Like some like 22-year-old, 20-year-old, 25-year-old. I guess that's fair.
This makes sense.
For what? For skateboarding?
I'm just trying to figure out why I'm trying to put my finger on it, why I don't like want to see a 14-year-old win an Olympic medal. And I think it's because there's no story. You're basically just born, and that's just like, I like it when there's like someone who's like, yeah, he's like,
bro just spawned and won a medal.
It's kind of like a boring story. Like, it's kind of not interesting.
I think it's, for me, it's just like,
I mean, it's
just sick as fuck to watch.
Like, I am now projecting that I don't think the Olympics, in my mind, for me personally, which is not obviously what matters at all, but for me, I'm looking for stories, not for who is actually the best.
Well, then you'll like the fact actually that I think for breakdancing, which was a new sport that they introduced for this year.
I saw the Australian.
The Australian one. I guess. Well, I guess apparently they're cancelling it next year. The next Olympics.
I heard that
because there was an Australian competitor.
This is one of my favorite moments out there.
Which is like, I watched it. I watched that live, by the way, and I was like, ain't no. I saw the Australian.
You're like,
and I was like, all right, let's go. Representation.
This woman, instead of breakdancing, she did an interpretive dance with.
I liked it. I thought it was funny.
I thought it was
very funny.
Watching it felt like someone got the role by accident and they're just faking their first day at the job. That's what it kind of felt like.
I don't think it's similar, but it reminded me of that was it an American or Canadian one? The one who like turned up to every single ski competition for the half pipe and eventually just was around enough, and her strategy was she was shit at it. She was not good at it.
Right.
But she would just not like fall. She would just go on the half pipe, do nothing, and go to the other side. She would do that. She went to a bunch of events, and eventually she got enough points to qualify. And because she had she was like 1/4 Hungarian, she represented Hungary in the Winter Olympics for the half pipe. And everyone was shocked when she went out because she just
wasn't doing anything.
She didn't do anything. Yeah. You should Google this. Woman does nothing in Winter Olympics half pipe.
Yeah, but apparently the Australian woman in the breakdancing, her excuse was, I added my own routine to it, and the judges clearly listened because they gave her a 0. It was the first time, I think.
I felt like a publicity stunt, that one, to be fair.
Yeah, that one felt like...
I don't know if it was.
Because I don't know if it was, because I don't know how the fuck she qualified as Australia's representative.
Yeah.
That was...
I was like, thanks. I was watching, I was like, thanks. you really made Australia proud.
Joey's like, actually, I'm Japanese today.
Well, no, actually, with the breakdancing one, I think in the women's league, it was a Japanese woman who won, and I think she's like in her 40s.
Oh, shit.
Or something. And I'm just like, hell yeah, girl. Let's fucking go.
Fuck yeah.
And that's something I can get behind.
Yeah. And I was like, that's sick as fuck. Oh, yeah. Elizabeth Swansea, born and raised in Oakland, California, but representing Hungary, skied slowly up and down the half pipe without attempting a single trick.
And because she went to all these events and just didn't fail, she would often get middle or lower in the ranking.
Right.
And so but when she went into the Olympics, she was ranked 34th in the world. At half pipe.
Okay.
Technically, because, where are you ranked?
Yeah, I guess.
It was really interesting. And it reminded me of that. But then I was like, how the hell did she get the spot?
Yeah, it's crazy.
It is interesting, man.
I already expect that. She was gaming the system.
She gamed the system, and I think it's cool.
Yeah.
I'm always down for someone who games system, fairly. If you game it fairly and you're within the rules, I'm like, you know what? Respect.
Yeah.
She showed up to the Olympics knowing you were going to bomb. It's so impressive.
She won by doing nothing. Yeah. Basically, she qualified by doing nothing. And that's respectable. That's as a guy who just sits on the couch watching Olympic Games, that's like, I could do that.
Yeah.
I just do nothing and you win.
I loved all the stories about the Seine being so dirty. And there's jokes going around that swimmers are microdosing E. coli so that they can.
What?
It's a joke. They weren't, but it was spreading. It's a real thing. They were like, yeah, you got to microdose E. coli if you're swimming in LA. So before you get in, so you're used to it. Could you imagine? just go and eat somewhere like a restaurant. You're probably
yeah. I mean, there was so many different. Who actually won the Olympics this year? Who did well? Who overperformed?
Okay. First of all, Gant, whose method of counting winning are you using? Using the American one where they use all medals, or are you using the gold one, which most countries use?
Well, I'm using the gold one. Either way, it was the US.
Yeah, well, US tied with China, no?
Yeah, US tied with China for the most amount of gold medals.
Yeah.
But overall, I think I saw this on the train ad.
It was by far won the most.
Yeah, the US won the most, and then China was second, and then Japan was third.
Japan was third.
Japan was third
in gold.
In gold?
No, in overall. Overall medals and golds.
All right, let's check this out right now. Let's fact check. We can fact check.
All right, here we go.
UK was third in overall medals, but we we did
Oh,
not.
we did not do well in gold
No, see,
medals.
gold
We
and
got beaten by the French.
Yeah, but
no.
look at all-
Oh yeah, all right. Australia
No.
got gold.
See,
Yeah.
normally,
okay,
normally
okay.
I'm an advocate for the gold medal method.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
But right this year, I'm like, actually, you know what? It should be an all medal method.
Yeah, actually, all medals. That should be where it's at. Honestly.
So then, who
France-
would be third?
Holy
third
shit,
would
Australia
be
did well
Great
this year.
Britain. Yeah.
But no, we got less medals than last year, I think, UK.
Yeah. Well, it was the Paris debuff for us. I think.
Yeah, the Paris debuff is real.
Yeah, we had an uphill battle just competing in Paris. I mean, I would perform at 20% less.
Oh, dude,
as
yeah,
well.
France definitely got that buff, dude. Because another sport I saw live, which Japan lost to France in, was the judo.
Oh, they got really
the
upset
judo?
about that one.
Yeah, judo.
Oh, shit.
Japan lost to France in the
Yeah,
judo.
but France had like the legend.
They did, yeah.
France has this guy, and there's a lot of controversy around this because there was a judo, I can't remember what category of judo this is. There's like a roulette wheel that spins. It's like team judo.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
they basically like pick a
It's
fighter from
weight,
each one.
categories, I think?
From each weight category. And it was like the final fight, and the roulette wheel span. And it's a digital roulette wheel,
Right.
Which I think kind of like is the problem. And it spanned, and everyone was like, it just so happened to spin on the French legends weight class,
Yeah.
like the guy who's won every single year,
Yeah.
And then of course he went on to win it. But a lot of people were pissed off that it was like it seemed rigged.
Yeah.
I don't understand why they would have a digital wheel. Like, just use a physical wheel so that no one says it's rigged.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Or just like, like get the referee to come out, pull a thing out of a hat or something,
literally
you know?
just don't do a fucking projector with a thing that spins. Because,
Yeah.
like, somebody has to either click play on the video or...
You can
Yeah.
easily rig that.
Yeah, I just feel like, why would
Not
they
to
do
say
that?
it was rigged and not to say that I'm salty that Japan
this
lost.
is the
but-
twin tinfoil hat thing where it's like,
No,
it's
I don't
digital.
think it's rigged, but why would they make it? Like, why would they
Yeah.
even have the, like, possibility of it being called rigged?
True.
By showing a fucking roulette digital wheel.
Probably because it's just, it must just be easier to implement, surely,
No,
right?
it's way harder to do
I think
that.
it's just it looks better, right?
I feel like it
Probably
looks
for the
way
TV.
cooler to have a guy dramatically pull something. And then
Or,
it shows
like a physical wheel.
I just think anything physical is always cooler.
Yeah.
There's a bit of showmanship to it, right?
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you with that one.
Japan won a lot of its medals in judo, though, as it always does.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah. It's our
Damn,
sport.
damn fucking weight classes.
It's our fucking sport,
Damn
baby.
weight
That's the
classes.
American way. Invent the sport.
Do you know which
and
one
then
we
just
win?
excel at
Do
it.
you know which one we win the most medals in, Gone?
Is it
Sailing?
Cycling.
Oh, cycling, really?
Yeah, cycling. We always win like quite a lot of medals in cycling.
Yeah.
I believe.
What did Australia win in? Because I can't think of a sport that
Rowing,
we
we
like.
normally do good in.
Rowing,
excel
it's
in.
rowing and cycling. And
We're pretty good with rowing as well, I believe. Let's see.
I'm not sure if we did as good this year.
Yeah,
though, in
sailing
cycling.
is pretty good as well.
You guys
normally, but
won.
not
Oh
like
yeah,
the
3
absolute
gold
best.
medals in rowing.
Yeah,
Well, actually, you won 8 medals in rowing, 10 in athletics.